WesWes show.
Yeah, and then I guess after Sunday we get a few days, and then we get to look forward to that Queensland, game 3,
Yeah,
the
nice.
decider,
Yeah,
decider for Freddie.
nice. Yeah, but thanks for having me on. One thing I did want to
Shut off.
say just in closing is one thing I saw Auckland Rugby League. Now they've signed an agreement with Manly to send their young up and coming players to them and to push
Oh,
them
wow.
forward to become NRL players. And they're also in discussions with 3 other NRL clubs, not the Warriors though,
Wow.
to help send them talent. And yeah, just as a Warriors fan, I think that's actually quite actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, Auckland Rugby League and the Warriors.
there's Auckland Rugby League.
Yeah, they
Wow.
need to work together to grow the great game. You know, this is a rugby league country, and a good way to do that would be for the two to be, I think, a bit more closely aligned. You know, I get that they've had issues in the past, the Warriors and Auckland Rugby League, and the two entities haven't always been on the same page. But I think there's been a lot of goodwill through now, and while rugby is boring, now is the time for the two to strike. So in the future, I'd love to see, the Warriors field a match day 17 just full of homegrown players and watch, some local kids grow up to be sort of hometown heroes. But the only way that can happen is if New Zealand's only professional rugby league team, the Warriors, aligns with New Zealand's biggest junior catchment area, which is Auckland Rugby League. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that on the podcast,
That's a puzzling one, yeah.
Get over yourselves, guys, and make it happen. Leave your differences in the past and flipping sort it.
That is
wanted
a
to put
real
that
head
rant.
scratcher. Yeah, no, that's
I wanted to put
that's a
that
good
rant in my
mention, man.
closing statement.
I like it. That's just probably a good talking point because you looked at so looking at the Warriors roster now, like with some good coaching at the moment, and seems to be a real happy culture there. But you look at the Warriors roster, like in terms of homegrown talent, it's about 50-50. But all these players, other bar probably Sean Johnson, have all done time overseas before they've come back to us. You got Tohu, or Bunty. Actually, Bunty's probably Bunty and Sean. Sorry, but yeah, Fleur Blake has gone over there and come back. Adam Pompey, Rocco Berry, what Gallen and Chance. So it's a good mix of Kiwi talent, but yeah, like you're saying, you'd like to see them having those pathways for the boys. Mali, look, it's awesome to see young talent like that coming into the Warriors. And Simon always says it. We are a hub of second rowers. That's our bread and butter. Guys like Alula Otiri coming through, and it'll be a real shame to just see guys, like what happened with Tory Harris, just going straight overseas, and making their name there, and coming back at the twilight of their careers, which has been a trend for us. And decisions like that don't help us turn it around.
Yeah,
So,
there's a lot of past issues there. So I know that the Warriors initially, when they were set up way back in '95, well, from Auckland Rugby League's perspective, was they thought it would be a pathway so all the best players who were playing in the Fox Memorial or whatever it was back then would go on and push forward to the Warriors, and then that didn't really happen. They got that they had their owner Eric Watson, who was a co-owner with that other billionaire New Zealander whose name escapes me.
Yeah,
and they made that decision to run the two separate. So they thought that the Warriors are a professional organisation. They should be completely run independently from Auckland Rugby League, who were in charge of the amateur game. And that created a lot of animosity between the two. But there's been some goodwill recently. So they've got I think it's the Stacey Jones Cup or something, and they've got a Sean Johnson Cup or maybe a Simon Mannering Cup, which is the junior pathways which the Warriors fund through the schools and all the rest of it. So
like a scholarship, yeah.
There's some really good programs, and they've done a lot to try to close that gap. But it feels like Auckland Rugby League has still got that chip on the shoulder, and they're like, we're going to send our players to Manly, and we're talking to 3 other NRL clubs to send our best players there, and yeah, I just feel like as a Warriors guy, I'd love to see, like I said, if we could get 17 full New Zealanders who came through
Yeah.
the system, because it's not like there's not enough talent here. There's like 100 New Zealanders in the NRL.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and you
But that's
think
not going to
like
happen if they're not
yeah,
aligned, and it just annoys me that they've made this call that they're going to align with Manly. I know Cameron's probably doing backflips from this editing suite, but it's a fucking hell.
well, yeah, and you think of guys like Kieran Foran, being in that Manly mold for a long time. So I wonder if he's kind of had a hand in there, or kind of had some old school guys showing him the way to get into Manly. So yeah, interesting call. I think let's keep an eye on that because yeah, I'd love to see that flip the script and have the Warriors as being one of those feeder clubs for the Auckland Rugby League. Yeah, especially like you're saying during with the timing. Real good opportunity catchment to get some more players interested in playing rugby league, but playing it for our team. Nice,
Yep.
awesome, bro.
Cheers, bro.
Cheers, bro. Thanks. Good luck. All the best for next Wednesday, mate. We'll catch you back here on Thursday.
We'll see.
Hopefully you'll come back next Thursday, or you might be MIA as usual.
Yeah. If I don't reply to any messages on the chat, then you'll know that I'm still upset. Now I'll try my best.
If you guys pick up the win, we'll come and record live from town wherever you are. Come and find you.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Cheers, also.
Cheers, brother.
Thanks for tuning in, guys. If you're enjoying it, drop us a comment and check us out on the page. Check out all our other channels. You can find us on www.weswesnet.com. All right. Laters.
All right. Cheers, bro. Cheers, guys.